absolutely right. Me and one of them fellas is in cahoots. We're just waiting for everybody to go to sleep. That's what we're gonna kill you.
Well, Grandma, what did you think of The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino's Western?
Is that how it would be categorized?
Yes,
As a
it's a West.
Western?
It's out in the West.
Well, yes, in Wyoming. I was very impressed with the film. It was very, to me, very original and different. I don't recall ever seeing anything quite like it. And in the credits, of course, it said that Quentin Tarantino wrote and directed the entire film. So
he does that for all his films, actually.
Is that right? Okay. So I think he did an outstanding job. When the film started, and we were in the middle of a blizzard in Wyoming, and once Christmas was mentioned, so you figured you were in the depth of winter, and the photography was showing us they must have gone out to Wyoming and actually filmed, in the wintertime, but because I don't see any other way you could get such beautiful scenery. I thought the cinematography was fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the story started, and all of the action, most of the action, from the first stagecoach ride, and we had some character introductions there. They definitely were the Hateful Eight. There wasn't any doubt about that. Each character was, whenever each character was introduced, you got a feel for who this person was.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that the dialogue was very interesting, and all of the things that formed each character, so that here they ended up at this place and this time, at this place in this situation.
Very different perspectives.
Very different. You got a feel for where each person came from, how his life had and her life had formed each character, each person's personality and attitudes and stuff. And here we were right after the Civil War, and all of those racial stereotypes and prejudices were right there up front in your face.
Still close to the surface.
Quentin Tarantino didn't soften any of that. Right. It was right there in your face and very clear.
I mean, that's as you would have expected it to have been, probably.
Oh, yes.
I mean, it's
that's what I thought.
Very soon after the war, and
that's what I thought. This is really, really clear.
Right.
This is the way these people in a situation like this, trapped in this place together, right, in the middle of a blizzard.
People who wouldn't normally be together.
No, and wouldn't give each other the time of day.
Right.
Much less spend all this time, together in a essentially, not a bed and breakfast, but a stopping place on the highway.
A little outpost.
The music was good. It was very apropos to what the action was. I thought it was excellent. I was fascinated by the story and what was going on between all of these characters. The dialogue. I don't know if Tarantino ever gets nominated for any awards for the dialogue, because it was fabulous. What did you think?
Well, again, I think that the thing you see in this film that you maybe don't see in other films is that, again, it's very unpredictable, unlike other films we've seen which are very predictable.
Well, yeah, you didn't have any idea how this story was going
No,
to play itself out.
That's again what made it so interesting. Again, you had a lot of interesting characters, and again with different perspectives in very interesting situations. And again, you just did not know where it was going to go. That's what kept you interested in the film. I mean, I think it started rather slowly, and I think that's probably on purpose. I think that again it makes the sort of the shocks and such later in the movie stand out even more. But again, there's lots of twists that you don't expect, shocking events that occur that again you don't expect, and again it makes for again quite an interesting movie.
Yes.
I think again all the characters and the situations and the dialogue again is all quite well done. I think it doesn't have a lot of action. I mean, I think the action it does have is very sort of brutal and shocking, intentionally, of course.
Well, this is partly because of the director.
Right.
Well,
he's known for that sort of bloody
several heads were blown off, and of course he showed what that actually means. What is if you shoot somebody's head off, what happens?
Right.
Well, this is what happens. So the blood and gore was not downplayed at all.
No.
It was up front, right there, and I thought forgot what her name was, Daisy,
Right.
the female, she started out with a black eye at the beginning of the film. By the end of the film, she wasn't recognizable under all of the blood and gore and mayhem that had happened to her, being beaten on and mishandled by the men around her, and the blood and the gore that hit her, and all, by the time the story came to its conclusion, you could hardly see the person underneath what happened to her. Well, that was another instance, I think, of Tarantino not softening any of the mayhem. This is what happens.
Well, again, I don't know that it was one of his best films. Again, it shows his skill with dialogue and offbeat situations and things like that.
Where does he get these ideas?
All from his imagination.
All these ideas.
I mean, again, it's an interesting movie. Again, I think it keeps you involved. You really don't know where it's going. It's a little less stylish than some of his films. Again, almost all of it takes place just in this one room of this outpost. I mean, it could have almost been a play. They could have just been all doing it on the stage because it's so confined. But again, it was an interesting movie, and again, I would recommend it. I think people would find it interesting.
I definitely would. It's a 2 thumbs up film.
Okay.
Yes. Be warned, however, there is some blood and gore, and
Rated R.
you need to be braced. You need to be braced for that.